And we're going to start it off with a nice little update this morning, as later on this afternoon I'm going to have limited time. I have to get new tires for the old Dodge, right? My tires have worn out, and we're not going to go through the same thing we did last time where we tried to push tires that were worn out through the summertime and make it into the winter before we put new tires on before the first snow. And that didn't work out too well for me last time, as I hydroplaned doing 75 miles an hour on I-94 westbound, and I crashed into some motherfucker, pushed him over some shit. My truck only needed a new front bumper because it's a she's a sturdy Dodge, but I totaled the dude's Durango, right? We both had insurance, so no harm, no foul, nobody was hurt. But we're not going to go through that this time, so we're buying some nice set of tires here. We'll take a look at our new tires for our Dodge, right? You can see they're very expensive tires. It's costing me $1,450 to put these bitches on. But they are rated very good, and they are rated for snowy conditions, right? And I drive through, living in the great state of Michigan, we average about 4 feet of snow a year in the Detroit metropolitan area, so it does snow quite a bit. And then driving from Bloomington, where it snows less, to Michigan 6-8 times during the winter time. It is a hazardous drive in the winter. And if you're driving from Bloomington, Illinois to Michigan, you want snow tires in the winter time, or all-terrain tires. They're not snow tires, they're all-terrain, but they're very good in the snow. And then we got to get some new glasses today, because it's that time of the year. My insurance gives me a free pair every year, so we're going to go ahead and take care of that today after we get our tires put on. But that should be a little bit less expensive, as most of my glasses are covered by our good insurance at work. But you can see the dollar has been consolidating, which has been leaving room for the equity markets to pump a little bit. But you can see the dollar starting to bounce up a little bit. So what I would watch out for today in the dollar to link this all together is when you run into this 200-day moving average today in the hour, 2-3 hour time frame, do you get rejected and start to trade back down, right? Or do you power through this, right, and get on top of it and start to trade back up and try to meet this upper resistance again that you've hit multiple times on this pump? Because that'll dictate which way the cryptos go, right? You can see the Dow Jones has been up, it's been down, but now it's coming down, which is typical as the markets start to, more and more traders wake up, more and more people start to trade pre-market right now, as we're within an hour of the market opening, right? After a big pump on Friday, you would expect maybe a little bit of a sell-off. If we look at the gold market, I expect a nice rally in gold in the next 2-3 weeks, right? To me, I feel like gold's going to start to rally. It's oversold, especially the mining stocks, for how buoyant has it moved. And you can see some of these pre-markets are moving a little bit, but gold doesn't really move that much pre-market. What I'm more watching out for is I'm within striking range of a phenomenal trade in options that I've been holding for a month. If my track says, and this is the track I was playing, I do this with crypto a lot. You can see the track superimposed underneath. To me, I believe this has one more leg down and get right into this supply area, right, where the track says. And you can see if we look back, the track's been doing very good in natural gas. It's not following it to a T, but it's mirroring it pretty close. And if this thing breaks down to the next layer down, I will be doing phenomenally well in my UNG options, which UNG's right there. You can see where it's at. I have a $17.50 strike price, and I bought these options when it was at $30 almost. So we're within $3.50 of the strike price. And if this thing breaks down next and gets into this range, anything south of 20, 19.5, 18, my options will be doing phenomenally well, and I can start taking massive profits. But if this thing actually does a full lateral down where I think it's going to go down to, this bottom uptrending support down here, we'll be doing much, much better, right? And I'll make some very, very good money. I've been patient. I've studied that, and I believe I'm in the right play, and I'm almost there now. So we'll see how that goes today. Bitcoin still hasn't pumped. Still got a potential to pump, right? And the technical target on a breakup would be all the way up there at 25,604. But we're struggling right now. But the moving averages are trying to hold it as support, as the moving averages are sort of musha now. They're in no man's land as they've all paralleled the price. They're running horizontal from left to right. So that means they can act both as support and resistance, right? They're not giving a telltale sign. When they're both steeply moving to the downside, all three of them, that's bearish. When they're all steeply moving to the upside, that's bullish, right? As they come retest on either direction. But you can see right now what I would be watching out for in the Bitcoin price is, with our industry exclusive purchasing tool, is right here. If you break these moving averages, you can see the 100, the 200, and the 50. You're going to come back down and back test this support level that's been rejecting you on a potential breakout. But if you get below that, your next move down is at 19,866. I still think it's got to go up first before it comes back down. There's a big bear market that we're in, but this is a big bear market rally that we've been trying. And most of the rallies actually been taking place in the altcoins, right? You can see Ethereum has got the same look as Bitcoin. You can see right here you got resistance, 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 resistance. If you pull that through, you got multiple layers of it hitting right there. But you see we've broken out of that, and we're trying to come up to that upper target that would make sense. But just like Bitcoin, we're getting sort of musha results. But as long as you stay above the 200 days, you're bullish. And then as long as you back test this and stay above that uptrending green ring, right, you can still remain bullish short term. There's still room to run to the upside, but at any moment in a bear market, things can flip the other way. But you can see some of the coins have moved quite nicely. If we go to Cardano, you can see Cardano, I still think has to move up to the 61 cents, or at least get up into the supply zone up here, right? At least trade at least into that region, right? But we're going to continue to watch out for that. And what I'd be watching out for to kind of get ahead, a little bit of a heads up on what's actually going to take place in this Cardano market, is if you slip the 200-day, you're coming back down to these lower support zones, right? But you don't want to slip these lower supply areas where the buyers have been, because then you would come all the way down to the top part of a shithouse, right? Nobody wants to be in the shithouse. That's a big percentile move down, right? As long as you can stay above the 200-day and the 3-4 hour time frame, right? We'll go to the 3-hour time frame. You can see we're above the 50, being squeezed by the 200. If we can get above that in the 3-hour time frame, then you can remain short-term bullish, right? Right now you've been getting rejected by it, but it's been holding its own as it's been constricting and tightening, which means there's a big move coming. So we're going to keep an eye on that. And Cardano, XRP, you can see it's having this phenomenal consolidation, and it's been doing it on the 200-day and the 3-hour, which is bullish. But they can always break barriers. Just because it's a bullish consolidation doesn't mean it has to break up bullish. It just means it's leaning its way towards a bullish consolidation. Look at that. That's a nice bear pennant right there, right? On a nice pump. See that? You had a beautiful pump, bullish. Then you had pumping price or pumping volume, bullish. And then you had a down and sideways consolidation with crashing volume, very bullish, right? So you would think when the volume comes back in, this thing would kick up to the upside based on the three technicals are signaling bullish action: price action, volume consolidation, volume consolidation. It's telling you see how the volume's deeply, see how you had a brief volume spike right there, right? And then notice the volume has trailed off to almost nothing as the prices went down and sideways in a nice consolidation. That's usually a bullish consolidation. What you don't want to see is the big pump and then it consolidates like this, and you get an up and sideways consolidation. Those often roll back over on itself. So we're going to keep a close eye out on this. And what I'd be watching for is a confirmed breakout above the 37 cents. But just like it did back here in XRP, this can do it very quick, where you just pop up and then start consolidating for quite some time, or it pops up and then rolls right back over, and then you consolidate. You could see something like a weird head and shoulders topping reversal, right? But I think on the next move up, if you move up, you're going to 42 cents, and obviously on the way down, you'd be retesting the lower support on the last line of defense to the shithouse, right? So that's what's going on there. And XLM's the same thing. It's consolidating in between the 200 and it's getting held by the 50 and 100. And this too could also have another leg to the upside, right? Because XRP has done it, and Cardano is threatening to do it. Dogecoin already did it, and this would be your next major area. Doesn't seem like a big move, but it is a big move when you're looking at where the price is starting out from at current price. This would be a 15% move if it gets up there. So that's what we're looking at. That's what I'm watching out for you. Use my links down below if you want to trade some of these signals. Use my Bitget partner link down below. It gives you up to a $4,000 bonus using my very important specific link, Bitget/Vincenzo down there, right? And depending on your initial first deposit requirement, you get up to $4,000 in free money to gamble, or to trade, not to gamble, to trade on Bitget, right? You can use my trading setups to make your own trades in the futures market. You can spot trade, you can leverage trade, lots of things you can do there, right? Like, subscribe, and share. Become members of Jabroni Killers. Yes, Jabroni Killers, right? I appreciate you all. I appreciate the support. It helps sustain and grow this channel. Peace and love to my beautiful audience.